Welcome to How to Heal Trauma and Organic Intelligence. I'm Dr. Bok Ho. One slide for this lecture, and it has only one line. Pain and pleasure must not be confused with each other. I'll build towards this point as we go along. I wanted to put it front and center at the very beginning. Organic intelligence does not claim to heal trauma. One reason for this is that it wants to discourage focusing on trauma. It focuses instead on enjoyment. Focusing on trauma tends to keep intensity painful, the intensity of your internal experience, your thoughts, feelings, and images. Focusing on trauma tends to reinforce and perpetuate pain, the very thing you want resolved. Pain is most efficiently resolved by being in pleasure, in states of orientation and pleasure. Orientation enables pleasure to be stable and not swing to pain. If someone is talking about their, say, abuse, and it's painful, that tends to keep them in pain. By contrast, if they're at the beach, taking in sights and sounds, and eating fish tacos, watching surfers ride waves, if they're in orientation and pleasure, that reinforces pleasure. States of pleasure, assuming orientation, over time beget more and more pleasure and less pain in your baseline state. If you need or want to talk about your abuse and feel into it, if the last thing on earth you could possibly do is just go to the beach, watch surfers ride waves, enjoy and eat fish tacos, then yes, go for it. Talk about the abuse and feel into it because that's what you need or want to do. What you need or want to do is the right direction for looking for orientation and pleasure. Not talking about your abuse when you need or want to is a recipe for immense pain. And as you talk about and feel into the abuse, minimize the pain in doing so as much as you can. The point of talking and feeling is to move toward less pain. So when less pain is available, go there. Grow your experience being in less pain. When any orientation or pleasure, including less pain, emerge, lean into that. You suddenly have an image of fish tacos and it's pleasant. Enjoy it. Then get back to talking about and feeling into your abuse, if that's what you need or want to do. You're focusing not on trauma per se, but on what moves you in the direction of orientation and pleasure, which may be focusing on trauma in service of focusing on orientation and pleasure. When, if ever, you want to go to the beach and watch surfers ride waves and have fish tacos and not talk about or feel into your abuse, do that. If you need or want to talk about your abuse while eating fish tacos and watching surfers ride waves, do that. Pain and pleasure must not be confused with each other. Suppose someone says, the idea that I'll heal my pain by focusing on pleasure is ridiculous and superficial. How will eating fish tacos heal my trauma? I need to focus on my trauma, my pain. Pain is the way through. End quote. If you're loath to go to the beach and eat fish tacos, especially when you want to talk about and feel your pain, then eating fish tacos is not focusing on pleasure, but on pain. If you need or want to talk about and feel your pain, then talking about and feeling your pain is focusing on pleasure, which includes moving in its direction and choosing the lesser pain, not focusing on pain. Pain would be you going to the beach, eating fish tacos, and watching surfers ride waves in this context. Thank you.